going on, Jerome's? It's a beautiful day, a beautiful Tuesday. Birds are chirping and stuff, and it's time for another Vikings news dump. 2 dose days until the 2025 NFL draft. Thank you. So there was one Viking running back drafted like way back in the day at number 2, but notable Vikings drafted in the second round. 1969 guard Ed White, easy Ed White, the pride of Cal, 6'2", doing some damage, 4-time Pro Bowler, 9 seasons, 93 starts for the Vikings. It's nice to hit on a guard in round 2. Yeah. 1974 Matt Blair, Iowa State. Matt Blair, so linebackers, huge shoulder pads. Also, the white face mask and the center bar, we need to bring that back, right? Because I remember Lawrence Taylor as Shark LeVay in Any Given Sunday, he wore the center bar. It's good, man. It was really, although it did bother me that Lawrence Taylor was playing off-ball linebacker when he was the most dangerous edge rusher in NFL history, but details. Plus, I love that Lawrence. So I don't think Lawrence Taylor was in any other movies besides like The Waterboy and Any Given Sunday. He's a good actor, but I don't think he was acting. He was just being Lawrence Taylor, which is kind of funny. And also, Matt Blair, 12 seasons, 6-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro, 130 starts, one of the greatest off-balls in Vikings team history. I love Matt Blair. Plus, accomplished artist. Some really good stuff. I should buy a Matt Blair piece. Also, Jim Kleinsasser. Yeah, that's right. The pride of North Dakota. Not North Dakota State. North Dakota. I don't know what their mascot is called nowadays. Who knows? But tight end fullback Jim Kleinsasser, 10 seasons, absolute badass. Paul Bunyan himself. It kind of bothered me, though, in his last game, they didn't give him the rock. Something easy to do, man. Just give him the ball. But I digress. Also, speaking of the rock, Panda Forward, April draft month fundraiser. All Venmos, Cash App, Super Chats donated to the show will be directed towards Twin Cities and Seoul, South Korea adoption charities and support organizations. And I'm actually trying to find, so I'm working with an agency right now that like reverse engineers adoptions, because the adoption agency that I worked with, I don't know, way back in the day, it's shuttered, but they're trying to find like old records, and they're trying to see if my biological mom's alive, which would be kind of crazy because I don't know, I'd have to learn some Korean, and I'd have to explain. She'd be so disappointed. What you mean you talk about bad football team all day? I don't know what that accent was. Doesn't matter. But yeah, that hit close to home. Yeah, but yeah, adoption, it's something that changes lives, and trying to help these very worthy kids find homes and help families grow, and it's a long process and it needs support. So thank you very much to the Jeromes. We're currently at like 1750 of the 2,500 goal for the month. I think we're gonna smash that this week. So you guys are the best. Love you. Also, love that the Vikings are back. The boys are back in town. The Vikings voluntary offseason workout program is on. Lots of friendly faces all around me. Our familiar faces, worn out. Well, not worn out. Going to win a Super Bowl. But you got Ivan Pace Jr., you got Cashman. There's Hollywood Squares. I love that. They got Murph, you got JG, you got Diamond Dallas Turner as a center square to block. You got, Brian O'Neill to block. That makes more sense. Jumping Josh Metellus, Asamoah, as well as Harrison Phillips. Let's go, man. It's a fire. It's good to see the players just fired up, getting back, because off-season workout program, then you got organized team activities, then you got mandatory minicamp in June, and then you got like 6 weeks of nothing, but it's okay. And then training camp, Egan. Although I made this case before, training camp was so much better when it was in Mankato, man, because Mankato rise up. Mankato's a fun town, and it still is, but they fully embraced Vikings training camp, and it's fine at TCO. I mean, the facilities are fantastic, and I know that's a lot more local to a larger populace because it's right here in the Twin Cities, South Metro represent, but I don't know. It just feels kind of corporate, kind of hermetically sealed. Like, Mankato training camp was like summer camp, man. It really was, but yeah. I just remember as a kid, going to Mankato, making the day trip. Also, my grandpa took me to River Falls back when the Vikings and Chiefs had joint practices. That was fantastic back in the day. I remember the Brock Lesnar fight against the Chiefs. It was so funny, man. Anyways, also, I I think the story is related. I forget who told me this story. I think it might have been Seth Kaplan. But so this is before like the internet was the internet, and it like if you recorded on like those giant cameras, like any footage, like you can just like email an MP4 to the news. Like you had to fly tapes or you drive tapes. So basically, they just have someone drive like a bat out of hell with the Brock Lesnar Chiefs fight from training camp back in the day. It's kind of funny, man. Plus, this is getting tangenty, but I don't care. It's Tuesday. So Mark Rosen, who's covering the 1980 Lake Placid Olympics, I think this is his story. It might have been someone else, but of course, internet was not even a thing then. Al Gore hadn't invented it yet, but it was. They actually flew tapes back and forth via commercial jets. So film, event, fly the tapes back to the station. That's hilarious. It's crazy how much technology has progressed, like even just like in the last decade. Where are we going to be in like 300 years? Because development in human history for a long time was just like this. And now, how do you explain that? Aliens, probably. Anyways, but boys back in town. Kevin O'Connell feeding the local media jackals. A couple of injury updates, which we covered yesterday, but running it back. Christian Darrisaw, no concrete timeline, but he's knocked it out of the park in terms of rehab, O'Connell said. And Darrisaw looking damn good, man. Lifting and running again. No timeline right now, but I mean, that's exactly what the Vikings' MO is. And they're not going to bring him back before he's ready. It's exactly what the Vikings did with Justin Jefferson's hamstring in season 2023. That's what they did with Brian O'Neill's partially torn Achilles a couple seasons ago as well. And they're smart about injuries. And Hockenson last year, but hopefully it will be on an accelerated timeline. Hopefully Darrisaw's ACL will be more 2012 Adrian Peterson versus like, I don't know, Derrick Rose. Something like that. Yeah. Also, Mekhi Blackmon repping up his ACL. Rehab should be doing football activities by the end of spring. It's really good to see. Big fan of Mekhi Blackmon heading into year 3. I think that he could do some damage in that cornerback room. And if he's up for OTAs and mandatory minicamp, that's fantastic, man. It's really good. Javon Hargrave, Will Fries will be a little limited early in the offseason, but should progress through the spring. Fries coming off that fractured fibula and Hargrave coming off the tricep injury. Of course, it'd be great for them to get offseason reps, but getting them to 100% is the name of the game here. Also, Harrison Smith. So Harrison said a lot of great things about him coming back. Theo Jackson had some emotional words about Cam Beasley. Basically, he told Metellus that he's not doing the dance thing. Yeah, we'll get to that. But propping up his guy, JJ McCarthy, is good. Quote, he's a guy I enjoy being around a lot. He's his own person. He speaks his mind. He has his own way of thinking about things. Very smart, very invested in football and winning and competing. Football-wise, he's tremendously talented. He was doing a lot of good things at training camp last year, in my opinion, as a guy going against him. A lot of training camp was the first-team defense against the second-team offense. I mean, they were really just giving J.J. McCarthy a baptism, man. But just being around him, obviously, it's a tough position to be a high pick, and things look like they're going well, and the season is gone with the wind. That's a whole different struggle, or whatever it is to overcome. But I've been fortunate to spend some time with him. Got to play golf with him in Mexico. We had a good time, and he hit some great shots. I enjoy my time with him. He's an interesting fellow, and I think he's a little smarter beyond his years. Now, with McCarthy and golf, I feel like you want your quarterback to be good at golf. Maybe not like Tony Romo, like playing way too much golf as opposed to, I don't know, winning things. But you want him to be good at golf, and more importantly, you want him to putt well. Because putting, it's pressure, man. Like, hey, off the tee, you could smash a driver 300 yards. Doesn't matter if you can't chip and putt. Like, all the shots count the same. But especially if you put a couple of jelly beans down on a golf match, betting a Nassau automatic 2-down presses, and you're just like, you got a 12-foot putt right to left break, and you're just like, if I nail this, we win 5 bets. If we don't, we lose. All that stuff. Yeah. I want my quarterback to be a great putter. Now, also, if your lawyer is good at golf, you're going to jail. That's all I'm saying. Also, with Harrison says he's not joining Metellus in the celebrations of 2025. I feel like Harrison would crack a hip. I feel like he's at that age. I don't know. But Metellus, LMAO applications are now being taken. I wonder who it's going to be. Because Beasley's like one-of-a-kind effervescence and charisma. Is Theo Jackson going to step in? Nick Emenwari? Carry on my J-word son? I don't know. I guess we'll see. Also with the pressers, this is the line of the day, Gessling Strib. Aaron Jones talked about his cold tub routine, soft tissue specialist. He has visiting his house and his new lease on life career at age 30. So, yeah, taking care of your body, making sure you can get the last full measure out of it. And Jones has been taking care of himself, which is good. But he said this, quote, age just a number, he said. I've been saying that ever since I was a little kid trying to get older women. The real Cougars of El Paso. It's what Aaron Jones is working with. Good times. Also, good times. Speaking of running backs, Jordan Mason's going to be rocking the 2.7. He's going to be looking like Eddie George out there, just power, running over fools. It's going to be great. I think we're going to look back during the season and say that Jordan Mason was probably one of the most underrated transactions in the NFL. Basically, you're trading Ed Ingram for Jordan Mason. Yeah, Ingram for a sixth for Jordan Mason. It's going to be good. Revamped offensive line, J.J. McCarthy making teams pay off a play action, just Mason punching fools in the face. I love it. It's going to be great, man. Something that's also kind of great. We'll see. The backup quarterback spot. Now, it seems eerie that the Vikings have basically put up QB2 the entire offseason, and all the veterans got signed. It's almost like that there's a plan in place in their back pocket, and of course, I think we know what that could be. But Kevin O'Connell, talking about bringing in another quarterback, Vikes fan page, quote, we've been patient. We've really evaluated a lot of different ways to do that, potential trades, free agency, and the draft. We're going through the process of figuring out who is the player we really want to solidify that room with. When that happens, the timing of it remains to be seen. I think that it'll come out at the end that the Vikings and the Falcons basically had this thing lined up from the jump, where the Falcons want cap space, the Vikings want a backup quarterback, and as we said yesterday, is it a spot where the Vikings trade lower draft capital for higher draft capital in exchange for some cap relief with the Falcons and Kirk Cousins? We'll see. But notably, so Schefter, Falcons signed former Chargers quarterback Easton Stick. So Stick is whatever, but he's a competent backup quarterback, spent a lot of seasons with the Chargers, and the Falcons signing him to back up Michael Penix Jr., I think that's a wrap. I know that they've puffed their chest out and talked tough. It's like, we are not trading Kirk Cousins. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, because if you do that, you can get yourself out of $10 million on the cap in 2026, maybe some cap relief in 2025, but probably not a lot. And you don't want Kirk Cousins on your sideline as a stink of reminding everyone of the worst quarterback contract in recent NFL history aside from Deshaun Watson. It was bad. It was terrible. And with Kurt, last year, the Achilles, no bueno. No Gouda. But another year removed. Could he be a competent backup? Yes. Could he be a decent mentor for J.J. McCarthy? Sure. Would he know his role and shut his mouth? Yes. I think that's also possible. I don't think there will be a schism in the locker room or amongst the fans. And Julie, even though she's from Georgia, she could stay there. I don't know. Kurt could get a condo with... I don't know. We'll draft Will Howard, too. Why not? They can hang out. We'll see. Or, hey, Cousins can live with Darrisaw. Like, they have good times. Like, they go to Chili's together. It's good, man. Also good is... So this is great. So Tyleik Williams, run-stuffing nose tackle from The Ohio State. Probably going to be a top of day two type selection. Pass rush is a little bit limited, but he is like a Pat Williams... Or not Pat Williams. Yeah, Pat Williams, adjacent type nose tackle, and he's really damn good, right? And player comps, Tyleik Williams, Daron Payne, which is interesting because Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne go way back like chiropractic. They teamed up at Alabama first, then they're teammates at Washington. Both got big-time contracts. It's fantastic. And, Jonathan Allen worked well with Daron Payne, aside from the face-punching incident. But, sometimes brothers fight. Sometimes siblings fight, and it happens. So, sometimes also Cain and Abel, but I don't know. It's just roughhousing. It's fine. So Tyleik, I wouldn't mind Tyleik. Ideally, if the Vikings do trade down, I don't think he's going to be a first-round pick, but it's just adding more to that trenches, and also having him would allow Harrison Phillips to spend some more time at the 3, 4, 5 tech and just split out, but I guess we'll see. Anyways, that's it. That's at 2 days until the frickin' draft Finally. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the absolute best. Love you, Jerome's Skull Production Value.